everyone. Welcome back to our podcast. What's your superpower? With our first guest, Orsi. Welcome.
Thank you so much and welcome.
So we are very excited to know more about Orsi. And Orsi is actually a online marketing strategist, right?
Yes.
I said it correctly. And the best one, of course. So this is many of her superpowers. So she will talk about that as well. And just to give you a little bit of background how we met. Actually, Orsi was a client of mine. So we met in my studio. So this is our fourth time that we are sitting.
Yeah,
in my studio.
exactly.
Yes. Yeah, so tell me about a little bit yourself, Orsi.
Thank you. I'm very excited actually because this is my fourth time with you, and so I'm an online marketing specialist or a strategist, and I came from Europe. So I think that's my superpower, that I can think in strategy. I have a holistic mindset, I guess, and I really easily can translate from the client's needs to the task what they have to do.
Wonderful. And she's also an amazing model as well, because she's great in front of the camera as well. So I forgot to introduce myself, of course. My name is Anna Kirchner, and I'm a headshot and fashion photographer.
And I'm Mary Kuznetsova. I'm a professional model and actor.
So we were thinking about today to talk a little bit about AI, because this is what Orsi just started to have a new knowledge about. So what is your opinion about AI?
It's a very interesting topic actually, and it's not exactly new, because a lot of people think that it came with ChatGPT last November, but it started much earlier, so at the beginning of the 90s. So, but why is it important for me, or why is it interesting? Because I think that entrepreneurs, business owners can use different AI tools to evolve their business, or to save time, effort, money, and it's very important, I guess.
Yeah. And you also have some experience with AI, isn't it, Mary?
I think it's just working as a model in the industry. I've heard there's a lot of argument over using AI in your creative process or in your work at all. And just personally, I've had, I use AI to create a concept for a photo shoot. So it's not creating it, to post on social media or something and giving it credibility, but it is using AI in order to create those ideas, to present to people in order to do creative collaborations, photo shoots, music videos, films, etc. So, creating this idea saying, hey, do you want to shoot this? And I've had I did a post once, and a photographer reached out and they're like, what's the point of photography or being a photographer if you're just going to post things like this? And I was like, whoa, like, hold on, like, wait a minute, like, no. I did this post in order to create work for more people. So it was a misunderstanding, and I understand what they meant and where they're coming from, but I think they misunderstood where I was coming from and my intentions for using it. So again, everyone has different purposes, different intentions. Personally, for me, it's, I don't appreciate it being used over my work, just because it's not me, it's not my work.
Yes.
So it creates a lack of credibility for the photographer, the artist, and then when other people see it, for the model as well, because they're seeing this work and this face that's not my face, and it's not my body or anything. So and it also goes for makeup artists, for stylists, etc., because what you see isn't what they presented to you initially. So I think it has its place, but I also see how it's been used in ways that are offensive to people, essentially. and just breaks down their credibility fundamentally. So again, pros and cons. It's still early. There's still, so much that's happening, and I don't know enough to speak about it, so I'm sure that you have much more to say, but that's just been my experience with it so far. So
I have a question.
Yes.
So do you worry or not that AI can take away your job, or you don't think so? Because there is a huge arguments about it.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing, and it's the main concern for a lot of actors and models, and it's the same thing with voice. It's not just AI, but like copying voices now and reusing them, and I don't think it'll ever be as good as the real thing, and as advanced as technology is, and how it's progressing and just getting better and better every day, I still don't think that it'll ever be as good as the real thing. And again, some people really like those super edited or just unrealistic, like it's an animation, basically. It's unrealistic. And some people like that. They appreciate it. That's what they want visually, aesthetically. They want that perfection, I suppose. But then there's other artists, and they want the real thing. They want to see those wrinkles and the scars and the dimples and the freckles and the everything. So again, it's just a matter of the artist and who they are. And then in terms of jobs, like the reason there's a lot of animation is basically based off the real thing, right?
Yes.
So you need a model in order to create that animation or whatever. So no matter what, I think AI, it's you need the real thing. It has to come from somewhere, and I think it comes from us first. And again, you can create a concept with AI, and you can go out and create that, but I don't know how to explain. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly.
Yeah, you do. I believe the same thing. Yeah, definitely. So when I started to see these business photos made with AI, I was like thinking, do I have a future with my headshot business? And then I realized if you see 10 or 15 or 20 different AI business photos, they a little bit look the same. They don't really look like the original person. And especially in a business photo, you cannot have an avatar on your website. It doesn't resemble you at all. So I think that photographers definitely have a future for a long time to go. And also, our photography experience is not only about the photos. It's so much more. It's like flow together. It's creating art together. The vibe, having fun together, and having this human connection. And I think this is what is very important. So I absolutely believe that you can only create like really meaningful art when there is a human involved. So this is what I believe.
And one other very important thing, the empathy.
Yes.
So that's what you cannot forget when you work with somebody, even as a marketer, as a model or actor, and as a photographer. So you really have to feel your client or your partner when you do something. And how you mentioned that photo shooting is not just like push the button and that's it. It's much more. So it's a whole experience. You have to understand your client. You have to feel the same vibe. You told me that sometimes you are more than a photographer. You are like a, I don't know,
psychologist,
or a therapist or something.
Yeah.
So it's about empathy, I guess. It is very important.
Yeah, and also like communication. So you can communicate with an AI, but you always feel that like something is a little bit like off.
Well, and it's again going back to what you said, and what you do is it's an exchange of energies.
Yes.
And you have
and
to
you can
pull
see
that
it on
out.
the
Yes.
pictures too,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah,
So you can
exactly.
see on the face, on the model, that how she feels. Is it a comfortable situation? Is it a safe place? Whatever. So I think it's important.
Yeah, it's like chemistry.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So there was this film, I think it was called Her.
Yeah,
about
it's a very good
AI.
movie.
Yes, and it's a beautiful movie and very very interesting. But even in the movie, you could feel that the chemistry is missing. So there was a detachment instead of connection.
And I think that's what really distinguishes the difference between a good photo, and I don't even want to say good, I would probably say like mediocre for AI, because you see these business photos and it's like, you know that it's AI. Like I saw some of my friends do it and I was like, that's not your face. And why do you have 6 fingers on one hand
and 3 hands like me?
Why? It just makes no sense. So it's like, you know, and it's like the wrinkles on your forehead or just, you know, what have you. And I'm like, you look worse in this AI version of you than actually you. So why wouldn't you actually use you? And it's more authentic that way too. And that's what creates a great photo, is having that authenticity, transparency, and again, the emotions behind it, that empathy, and that it comes through and it shows. Whereas with AI, you see the difference. It's very flat in the face and the emotion and expression, and it's
And especially when you are building your self brand, your professional self brand, it is very important, you know, that you can see something in the eyes, you know, and it's missing on a picture made by AI. So
and even just the credibility alone, I'm sorry, but like if you want to be treated like a professional, you need to have a professional headshot taken by a professional photographer with you and your face. Like if it's, you know, it's just not the same otherwise.
Can you imagine any situation when you think that you can say that it's okay to use AI?
I mean, any situation, it's okay to use AI technically. I mean, it's not like, no, it shouldn't be used, or yes or no. It's more of a preference thing. I think it's more of just I prefer to use the real thing. And I think, again, going back to I think what I was saying earlier, is using it more for creating those concepts and those ideas to present to people and to share with people. So like game developers, for example, instead of spending hours and hours sketching out a concept, just, you know, typing in a prompt and saying, hey, this is what I want, and then being able to show it to someone and say, like, this is where I'm coming from, or this is my idea, and here's an example, but to build off of. It's you know, it's not something to actually use, but something to work from, or I guess to share concepts and share ideas with others.
Yeah, I think there is a small similarity to Photoshop, right? So there are some photographers who photograph whatever and they create a totally different picture of it. So these kind of photographers usually say, oh, never mind makeup, or never mind your hair, I will change it, and so on. But I think it's more like painting, so that you don't really use the person as a person, you use it as a canvas. And I'm not a big fan of Photoshop. I use it, but only to enhance a little bit of the beauty of my clients or my models, and not to change anything drastically. And the same with AI. I only use it to extend the background. So that's it, because it's a lot of work in Photoshop and it's like one click with AI, but otherwise I'm not really comfortable using it. So I tried and it's just weird.
Yeah, but you know, when we are talking about AI, it's not only about the creative part, so about the pictures or the videos, but we can talk also about tools which can help us to improve our productivity.
Oh yes.
So
we
have to talk about this too, or I don't know, decrease the budget, or I don't know, save time for us and whatever. So for example, you create a creative picture, a picture, and then you want to use it for different social media platforms, and AI can do it like this into 20 different sizes. So this is another way how you can use it, and this is AI too.
Yeah, so I think like using it as an assistant, or virtual assistant, or just like a copywriter, for example, it's very useful because it saves you a lot of time. So definitely it's a good way to use it. But in my personal experience, you always need the person behind it. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So you always have to like supervise and adjust, and
So no matter what, it's not just AI, it's also a human job, and there's someone behind it. Absolutely. But I don't even know, I mean, I feel so ignorant in terms of all the ways that it could be used potentially. So if you can educate us or share, like, I guess how you would use it or how you encourage other businesses to use it, I would love to know.
Yeah, I mean, there are millions of ways how we can use it. So for searching, so it's very good if you want to know better your market, for example. So, or if you want to know better your buyer personas, clients, so you can just there are some great tools which can help to figure out that who is your ideal client. So it's very good because you don't have to think hours long, but it creates you. And also they can work from a huge data amount, which means that if you have a lot of data about your previous clients, then they can figure out for you that how you can use them, or how you can make your list that who is the most important client for you. So it's very good. And then of course you can use it for copywriting, creating pictures, videos. Also there are some programs which are very good. For example, if you have a blog post or an article, there are some programs which can make videos from the blog post or the articles. So it's super practical, because within a minute, or let's say 10-20 minutes, you can create from one type of post to another one. So it's very good, because if you want to use the same content on different social media platforms, for example, then you can create it easily. So it's very good if your buyer persona doesn't like to read, then you can create a video from the same content. So it's very good, and it can reach more people. Also you can for example help to decrease your the cost of your business, or just have a bigger picture and a deeper understand that what kind of cost you are, or how you can use more effectively your income, whatever. Also you can for example the search engines, so like Google or something like this, they are based on artificial intelligence too. So you can use it to show your brand, or research some keywords, for example, if you want to be on the top of these programs. So there are many ways how you can use it, and increase your productivity. So it was very funny, because last week I had a speech or presentation about AI. How can you use it as a business owner or a content creator? And I showed them two funny tools how you can just work on your well-being. And one of them, it's Blob Opera is the name, and you can sing with 4 different funny creatures, and you can just create your own opera song, and you can have your own tourney around the world. It's totally addictive, so I told you. So be careful, because it's amazing. So if you are on your workplace, then try to first on the restroom, or I don't know, because it's really addictive. And the other tool, it's based on AI too. So it's a music program, and it starts with like a questionnaire, and I don't know, you give at least I don't know, 20, 50 answers, and then AI creates a music for you, especially for you. And it depends on that if you want to deep focus, sleep, relax, whatever, and it helps you, and you can choose it, and it creates exactly to you. And I don't know, statistics say that it can increase your productivity 25% or something like this. So it's a lot, there are a lot of solutions to feel yourself better, to save time, effort, money. And you know, that's something which helps you to be over your competitors. So I think if you learn how to use it and how AI can serve you, then we will find the perfect balance, and then we can turn this whole situation into advantage. So wonderful.
And if you need a marketing strategist to help you with your AI, call Orsi.
Thank you. Yes, that's true.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's wonderful.